Hi friends, MD Vegan. It's time for a live bakery. I make a strawberry apricot blueberry pie with a nice white chocolate cream. And I begin right away with the crust. It's always what I do first. And to make the crust, I begin with almonds. That's a very easy way to make a crust. And the best tool to make a crust, live bakery crust, is with a food processor fitted with the S-plane. That's the easiest way. And since I have this one, these pies are so easy, really nice. Here is the almonds. I have almonds, 1.5 cups. Yeah, I need 1.5 cups for these small spring forms. That's lined with parchment paper and not even 20 centimeters diameter. So that's not much. So 1.5 cups, okay. Almonds go in first. And I will process first to a coarse meal. And then it's easy to get the sticky dough. That's the next step. So blender dance. Coarse meal. This is a coarse meal. See? And I do it first because then when I process the dates into it to make it sticky dough, it is faster. Otherwise it takes longer with the dates and the almonds at the same time. A dozen dates here about. These are pitted dates, medium size. A dozen. You can take less. The more you take, the more sticky it gets, the sweeter it gets. Up to you, really, it's up to you. You can take less, but important is that it gets sticky. I show you. Here is a lime zest from Ron Lime. That is a special flavor. You don't need that for this dough, for this crust, for dough, for this crust. But I like the flavor. The lemon zest, lime zest, or lemon zest, whatever you want to take, is so nice with the almonds first, and then also with the apricots. It's a wonderful combination. So now, step number 2, sticky dough. Looks like sticky dough to me. Have a look yourself. See, and sticky it has to be. And when I press it together with the 3 fingers or so, it sticks together. Sticky dough. So, very quickly, take this out. And with a food processor, really, that is so easy. There are other ways to do it. You can get almond flour, kneaded with a date mousse. Yeah, you get also the same result, or only dates. You can also make a crust with only dates. There are many ways. So now what I do now is first I fill all the sticky dough into my spring form, and it is lined with parchment paper. You will see that's an easy way to handle the cake afterwards. The pie. Easier. When you don't have a parchment paper, it's also possible. But I like it because I can lift the cake, the pie out of the form, and these kind of things with the paper. It's easier. You find out for yourself, right? What you like best. It's not necessary. And first now I have to line it I have to spread it evenly, the sticky dough. And now I decide what kind of cake I will make. I can, for example, make a tart where the sides come up, or a pie where it's just flat. I do that now. That decides now. First, so the shape now is now decided here. First I push it a little bit very gently to get it a little bit sticky together. And then once I have determined the shape, I'll begin to press it down with the knuckles or the fist. And I'll show you in a moment what it's like when it's done, because that takes some time now. I need some time to do that thoroughly because the crust has to be firm and be cut into pieces and so forth. My crust is done. Here, have a look. So it shines a little bit. It's firm and still sticky. That's good. So the longer you process the dough, the more shiny it gets, the more oil comes out of the nuts, okay, the nuts you take, and the dates get more sticky. If you over-process, it gets marzipan, but you don't want to have that. So you find a way in the middle. That's the sticky dough. So now I'll put the filling into the pie right here. No, not yet, because before I put the filling, the strawberries and the apricots and the blueberries into it, I have to make my chocolate, my white chocolate. So that's why I need my blender now. This is the Revoblend. It's my favorite blender now. I have it for 12 years already, the second model, so it's an upgrade. And they get better and better, I have to say. Very good. And they can rival the great American names, but it's very good, and it's less expensive, and it's has some advantages. For example, it has a large bottom here, and then you can get out the filling easier. Yeah, when you can reach down, that's the advantage to other brands. And yeah, so it doesn't matter. I want to show you about this one, but what I do now is I make my white chocolate in a very simple way. I have some cashew nuts, and this is about 1.5 cups or so cashew nuts, and I will blend the cashew nuts together with dates. I have a dozen dates here. Again, that's up to you how sweet you would like your chocolate. You know, the white chocolate. It's a cream, not a chocolate. When you have a chocolate, you don't take that many nuts because it gets very soft. Yeah. Chocolate usually is firm, and less cashews, and so more cacao butter. That comes next. I show my cacao butter in a moment. It's liquefied, but before I begin to blend my cashews, and I have to explain two things here. So one is the cashews, as you can see, have not been soaked in water. I could have done that to make it easier for the blender. The blender likes a softer produce. But then I cannot determine the water content of the nuts. They get too soft, and I have to put a lot of water in the soaking nuts. I mean, I can manage somehow, but it's easier like that. So I want to put some water in there, but only a little bit, because the more water you put into the cream, the runnier it gets. And the runnier it gets, as the harder it is to get the filling of the pie firm. So there's an issue. Very important that the filling is firm and you can cut it into pieces, doesn't run away. So the water content has to be minimal. So I begin with a little bit of water here, just to get the blender going. It's a cup water or so. And then I will add to more liquid the cacao butter. I'll show you this in a second. So first, let me start the blending. Slow speed first. So I'll now put the cacao butter in, the liquefied cacao butter. This is a metal container, as you can see maybe. You put it on a hot water bath and a lid on top, and the cacao, it's hard block or little lentils of cacao butter. Put it in there and let it melt. It gets maybe 20 minutes, it's melted. And with the liquefied, I put it into my cashew nuts now, with the dates. And I'll try to get the cream I want to have. And always, it's also got a good thing here, I can open it here and add some water if I want to. Depends on how the blending works, how that goes. Let's see. Now I'm convinced. Now it sounds nice, right? The blender sound very even. Yeah, perfect. Yo, that's creaminess. Look at that. That's what it has to look like. Really nice creaminess. So I begin first. I need some base, a base for the fruit. Otherwise, the fruit directly on the crust, it falls off the cake. You see, I show you what it looks like when I pour it. Doesn't it have to be a lot? Just a little bit for cementing the fruit into the crust. You see, like that. Okay. So, give it a little bit. This is a little bit everywhere. And now I have my 3 fruit. That is the special part. I have made an apricot pie like this, and it was delicious. There you go. It was wonderful. And they have a wonderful sweet and sour flavor, these apricots. They're now right in season and perfect. And together with the strawberries, they're also in season. I made this together in some other recipes, you know, with ice cream and for breakfast and these kind of things. So delicious, strawberries and apricots together. And also tried some with blueberries. So they go into today. But that's, you know, basically up to you. But what I have to do before I begin this now, I already did it, to tell you, I cut the fruit before I put everything in place, because I have to know how much I need. I need to cut the fruit and fill it into the form in the way I would like to have it in the end. And that is a little bit tricky. Yeah, you can put it just in. Yeah, you can do that. But I want to do it like this. To show here, I have half apricots. I pit them and halve them and pit them. And same with the strawberries. I just halve them. Yeah. So, and these go alternating around, yeah, like this. Then I get a lot of fruit into my, you see, alternating the blueberry, the raspberry, the strawberries and the apricots like this, and densely so. First, and now I go into the inside. Maybe I put some blueberries. Maybe there's like that. The blueberries are only a little bit an addition. Yeah, the main part definitely the strawberries and the apricots. And here, like that. Yeah. Well, I come back in a moment. I guess I finish that now quickly, and I come back and I show you what I have done, and then I show you how I feel it. Or you know what? You can watch me doing it. I'm almost done. I thought I will not show you this because it takes so much time, but now I was talking away. Well, I'm almost done. I show you this now, the rest. Almost done, yeah. Cool. Okay, so you've seen it. That's a fun part, to do something. Well, this one is left over. And now the blueberries. Just some blue dots. Yeah, they have a nice flavor. With the others together. It's so nice. Yeah, that's what I have here. Have a last glance, you see, that's beautiful. And on top now, I put my white chocolate cream. Yeah, it's a nice texture. And then it's supposed to run between all the fruit. There are still some holes in between. And then it goes into the fridge to firm up. But I show you first what I do now. So when you put the cream on top, then the idea came to me first when I thought about these fruit pies. How do I get my fruit pie last? You know, when you have the fruit just on top with nothing else, then soon after some time, a very short time, the fruit begin to get brown, and so the air comes to the fruit. And you need something on top. And that was my idea, and I wondered what it could be. Yeah? At the same time, the fruit on the pie have to hold together. The filling has to be firm and cut into pieces. And this white chocolate is really a good idea to do this, the white chocolate cream. It runs everywhere between the fruit, and then it firms up in the fridge overnight, or when you put it in the freezer. You can have to do this in 2 hours or so. When you have in a hurry, you want to see the friends outside and they're waiting for the cake, for the pie, then I just put it in the freezer for 2 hours. Quick to take it out after 2 hours, otherwise it freezes. It shouldn't freeze, it just has to firm up. You can also put it in the freezer. That's for 2 hours or so, that's a good time. And then it's also firm. But usually I put it overnight, not in a hurry, like today, there's no party waiting. I just want you to try this pie here. So you see I put all the cream on top. And now it will run down, it's still running between the fruit, and it will be everywhere. That's usually what happens, right? And that's why it holds together, right? The cake, the pie holds together. The filling is not running away, the fruit don't fall everywhere. That's the trick. So, here. It's all filled to the brim. And the rest I do now is I put a foil on top, and then it goes in the fridge. And overnight it will firm up, and then I show you what it looks like when I cut a piece. See you in a moment. Here I am again, 1 day later. I waited overnight, and now pretty firm. So the first thing is cool. It's always a question. I make a filling, and I use, for example, chocolate cacao butter. It has to firm up, and I question, do I have too much or too little cacao butter? So always you have to know. And I could give you precise measurements, which I don't because I have video recipes. That means a more intuitive approach. You look at the quantities I use, and then you have an idea of what to do. It's usually easy. 3 ingredients, yeah, you can figure out how much you need. But the thing with a life bakery is actually, do I need more or less of the cacao butter? Otherwise, the filling will not firm up. But here, that's why this I said, it's important to test. You know, it's in the fridge. I open the plate on top. It's firm. That means, yes, I have enough. Last time, I used some more. This time, I used some little less. So 100 grams. 100 grams of cacao butter, melted. And then you have 1.5 cups of cashews. That's a good ratio. And 12 dates. And a little bit of water, not too much, of course. So that's a good thing for starters, and that's good. It's important to know. These kind of things matter. And yes, no precise measurements, but here a little bit precision might be needed. And the foil here, you see, that's what I use. The foil is because of the puddles. You know, there are, when you don't use a foil, and I don't use a foil, I watch that and put just a lid on top of a plate, for example, to keep it safe from something falling down on it. Then the water evaporates from the cake always, from the filling, and falls back down. And then you have these water puddles. Yeah. Here it would be no puddle, because I have the foil, and that's what I like, because they have a more even surface. Yeah. If you want that, you can also work on that cake later and put a layer on top. Yeah, when you want it more beautiful, you can decorate these cakes as much as you want. Yeah, this is just a basic thing. Yeah. These cakes I make just to get the main things straight. That's the crust with the sticky dough and so, and then the filling with the fruit. These 2 things are crucial. And the rest, feel free to vary. You can do everything with these cakes, on top, around, whatever you like. So, very basic. And now I have to open the spring form, but I can't just open it, because when I do that, like this, it can crack. The surface can crack because it sticks to the sides of the spring form. So let's see what if the cracks come. Yeah, it comes here. There's a little crack. So I can't do it. So I have to use a knife that is flexible and thin to just slightly, before I open it, cut around the pie like this. So to avoid the cracks, and especially we have these fillings with huge amount of fruit relatively to the coconut cream, to the white chocolate cream, especially then I need to be careful with this. The cracks come easily. The pie is not totally firm like a baked cacao with heat or so, or with a small amount of fruit only. That is easier. But when you have so many fruit relatively to the cream to hold it together, of course it cracks more easily. So that's why this is important. Next step, to cut around, and then no cracks. See, that's now easy. Whoops, turn it around, put it on top of the foil, and when it goes back into the fridge, so I might not eat it all in one, I just can use it again. Hey, that's what I have. Look at this cake. I'll show you, before I cut a piece, I show you what it looks like on the outside. What do you say? Isn't that beautiful? I have all little dots here. And you see it's still a huge amount of cream, right? It doesn't look as if there are only fruit inside. It looks as there's still a lot of chocolate, white chocolate, right? So that's what I said. I filled it to the brim with fruit, and I thought I have just a small amount of cream, white chocolate cream, but it looks as if there's mostly chocolate cream, right? Where are the fruit? Let's cut it now and see what happens. And for cutting, I have another knife. I need a knife with the teeth here. This is better because it's still thin, yeah, but the teeth are cut through the fruit, especially the apricots. They are a little bit firm, but also the same with the blueberries. They're round, little round balls, and when you have a knife that is not so sharp, it has to be very sharp, it won't go through the berries fall out and you lose your piece, yeah, the integrity. I want to have a beautiful piece. Let's see. Cut out the first piece. So first I cut into the middle, only one piece. I don't cut the full pie, but just like this. I only have only one piece to make a food photo. So I put the knife into the middle, straight down. Now I can already feel what it's like. And I feel something good. I feel the fruit, can go through it. The knife makes me feel it. And I can also feel there's a firm filling around it. And now I'm at the bottom of the pie. And the crust, I cut through the crust now. And for that too, I need it's better to have a parchment paper here, because you might say, I did say the parchment paper is not necessary. But for this, it is pretty good, because when you cut out a piece like this, you cut through the parchment paper, you don't cut through the parchment paper, you don't scratch the form. Because the form is, when you have a form like this, can be sensitive. Other forms have a glass bottom, that nothing happens to the glass, but these metal shape forms, they can scratch through the metal, through the paint of the metal. And that is not good. So I have to use the parchment paper for this specific form, I would say. I keep here a knife to keep the form, the piece in shape. So first cut, okay. Second cut. Make the piece a little bit larger, like this. Again, in the middle, cut deep, a little over the middle, to make sure I cut everything I need to cut for this piece, and then I slowly drive the knife through the filling and through the crust. That's important. And I will not touch the surface of the bottom of the form, because there's a parchment paper attached. So now I can take out the piece. That is now will show me how, if I actually succeeded with my pie, if it works, if the filling keeps together. First I loosen a little bit here. Yeah, it's not easy to start. But once I start, I lift the cake a little bit. That looks good. To me, looks good. Looks very good. I did a good cut. First, wow. Yeah, look at that. Wow. I put it on a plate before, otherwise something might happen. Looks like a pretty nice cut to me. Here, that's my piece. Wow. So that's actually there are apricots, strawberry, and blueberries in that white chocolate filling. And look at this, still a lot of chocolate cream, right? And I really thought it would be less. When you watch you're watching the movie, the video, you would think there might be more fruit, but there are so many little corners where the chocolate cream flows through, even in the middle. Yeah. It seems as if the fruit always pull together when they're in the pie, in the filling, and overnight, it seems the water gets out of the fruit into the filling, change the texture of the filling too, and the fruit gets smaller, so the filling can get everywhere. It's really fascinating what happens here. Yeah, but guys, I just want to show you how to open that pie, how to cut out a piece. So I'm very happy it worked. I'm very looking forward to it, to this new combination of fruit and this white chocolate. And well, don't forget the crust. It has a little bit of lime zest. Could also use a lemon zest, but well, check out. There are many ways to make changes to this kind of cake. Yeah, different fruit, different bottom, different crust. You can take other kind of nuts. Almonds is just one option. So many other things. Or the white chocolate, you can also put vanilla into it or other seasonings or so many ways. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. And maybe you make your own. Let me know. Let us know. The community there on YouTube or Facebook. Yeah. Like my video if you would. Subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day to enjoy endless vegan variety. And find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and X. Well. I don't know what you're going to do this afternoon. I certainly have a little book here outside with the basics of the raw food nutrition, the raw food nutrition handbook. And that's my favorite so far. But the cake, right? This pie, it smiles at me big time. Okay, enjoy your time. I definitely will. See you soon.